There it is. No, it's good. Here we are. Are we live? Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Tuesday. Oh, yeah, do your wave. I can't do it. How do you do that?
I'll teach
Oh, you'll teach me.
Yeah.
This is Ted, and this is the TED Show, episode 18. And I am with my friend Tatiana.
Hi there.
Who is Mrs. And Tatiana, say the other two names.
Tatiana Sidorova Torrealba.
That's why I didn't pronounce those.
Yes.
And Tatiana is Mrs. Florida America 2017. And she came in all bright and yellow today, and I'm in my crazy salmon colored pink.
Well, you know, this month is a childhood cancer
That's
awareness
correct.
month, and the color is yellow, so
Exactly.
I thought about that one.
Oh my God, that's exactly it. All right, look, and I'm looking over here, as you can tell,
I'm
trying
all
to
over the
see
place.
if...
I'm looking at here and then here. Guys,
I don't know. Look at them. Look at them.
Thank
Thank you guys for joining us today. Everybody seems to be up in arms about this storm. So somebody said, are you going to do the show this week? I'm like, yeah, the storm's not supposed to. Oh, Jisabel says hi.
Hi, Jisabel.
I'm not going to let the storm ruin my week. We're going to figure that out this weekend. One day at a time. I feel like my head's cut off, so if you guys make that comment later, it's okay. I'm the only one with wine today because we wanted to showcase how beautiful Tatiana looks in her yellow.
No wine for me. No, actually, I'm trying to be a responsible parent. I'm supposed to pick up my son from school, so there's no wine for me.
I don't understand what the word responsible parent means, but I'm sure it's a good thing. So Tatiana agreed to come on the show. She just competed in Mrs. America. And so tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll delve into the history. How was that experience? Coming from being crowned Miss Florida America and then going to Vegas to participate with are there 51 candidates? 52 candidates. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was definitely one of the most memorable experiences that I've ever had. Being able to represent Florida, that's one thing.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
It's like a big deal, of course, because I'm from Moldova. I'm coming from a small country, and being able to represent Florida and, you know, wear that sash with Mrs. Florida on it, it's such an honor.
Awesome.
Definitely. And meeting all the beautiful women all around the United States, that was a different story. Everybody thinks about pageants. It's about makeup, hair, gowns, and all that glam. Well, in reality, it's not. All those women have history, struggles, life journeys, stories. Some of them were sick. Some of them were overcoming their illnesses. Some of them had heart diseases and 5 surgeries. I mean,
wow.
one of them lost 70 pounds just to be there. And I mean, the story is going on and on and on. They're all incredible. The winner is amazing. We were on Michaela. We are in both in the same dance group.
That's
and
awesome.
she helped me out because I was so lost in my dance moves, because we learn dances every day, and then they say,
that's
no,
right.
that's
You
not
have
going
to
to work.
perform.
We have to perform. We have to make a show so people are not bored watching us, so they can actually have something entertaining to watch.
So let's talk a little bit about the struggle, because you're from Moldova.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Yes,
I've been practicing.
Said it right.
And tell everybody where Moldova is.
Moldova is a small country between Ukraine and Romania.
Okay. So and I just found out today Tatiana speaks 5 languages. Moldovan, Romanian, my bad.
See,
this I knew I was going to mess it up. Russian,
guys. It's okay.
Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, and English. We have to count English because I allegedly speak English and I don't sound like I do sometimes. So talk a little bit about, you came over here when you were 20.
Yeah, I was 20 years old.
And what brought you here?
It was a contract with Universal Studios for 3 months. And on the last day of my 3-month stay, I was supposed to leave. And I decided not to. I took that risk. And the last day of my stay, I tear my ticket. I said, I'm not going back. This is the country.
And you had no one here?
I had no one here. I came with $150 in my wallet.
Wow.
And just, go figure, basically. My English was just horrible. I don't know if I can find another word to say. It's really bad. I did sign language most of the time. I don't know how people understood me, but yeah, I did not know anybody. I didn't have no car, no knowledge of absolutely anything about this country, because I said, I'm going to be here only 3 months. What did you love so much that made you go, okay, I'm going to stay here, and eventually I want my parents to come here, because you had left all of your family in Moldova? Well, I saw an opportunity. I saw that no matter where you're coming from, doesn't matter where you're coming from, you can be something. There's work, there's opportunity, there is there's laws, there is people respect you, and that's something different. Unlike my country, you have to know people to be at a place. And here, you can be anywhere just by working hard and believing in yourself, believing in your dream. You can become anything, and I think hopefully one of the examples of that it is possible as long as you have a dream and as long as you are the one working on it. It's achievable. It can happen.
So what did you say? Okay, I'm 20. I'm going to stay here. I've got 150 in my bank account.
I didn't
What
have
was
a
the
bank
next
account.
move? Oh, you didn't have a bank
No.
under the mattress.
Cash.
See, she's kind of got that Russian thing going on with
well,
that. So $150, and then you say, okay, I'm going to stay. What am I going to do next? So what's the next step?
Oh my
Because
God.
we talk about the environment that we're in right now in the United States. It's very immigrant focused, and we're talking about immigrants, illegal or otherwise, or legal or otherwise. And so what made you go, okay, I'm going to absolutely stay, and this is what I know I can accomplish? And what was that? What were you going to do?
Well, I've met a lot of wonderful people that are still my friends, and they offer me jobs, and I work in the store, I work in the jewelry store, I work in the clothing store. I mean, I've worked 70 hours per week, almost no sleep, and just work, and those people let me work for them, and without even English, without anything, they still let me work. And then I was lucky enough to get married and get my papers, because that's important, and then and all the whole story of becoming a citizen as well.
And you
So
married
it's been a journey.
you married a Venezuelan.
I married a
who
Venezuelan.
also had to come and go through citizenship.
Well, he came with a family. He was a little luckier. He came with a whole family. He came as a teenager, so he went through school. So he did speak English when I met him. He did have everything in order when I met him. So we worked together at the restaurant. That's how I met him in
Right.
Universal Studios. But he was working on his real estate license when he was 20. So that kind of impressed me, because I'm 20, he's 20, and he was telling me about real estate, and I'm like, what is that?
Right.
I don't know what is that. But
I'm sure it's not a big
I've learned
occupation
now.
where you were at.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's why I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. But what I liked about it, that he was only 20 years old and he was already, setting his future. And that's what I like. Because in my country, 20, you basically depend on your parents, on your family, waiting for them to pay your college, waiting to pay your car. Well, if they of course, they can afford it. So here I said, you know what, I can do everything by myself. Because, I don't know, I just saw it. I saw an opportunity and I said, I'm staying.
Now, your parents must have thought, what are you thinking?
They were in
initially?
total shock, definitely.
Because you're their baby girl.
Yes.
And so you're staying, and they're thousands of miles away. And had they been to America before?
No, they haven't.
Wow. So, and by the way, she's brought them over since,
Yeah,
which is
they
an
live
awesome
in
story.
Austin,
They and she's got a 4.5-year-old and a 2-year-old, 2.5?
Yeah, boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl. So she's not only Mrs. Florida America 2017, she's a mom and a wife to a very nice Venezuelan man, who's both
very
U.S.
nice.
citizens now, who haven't forgotten your culture and still speak languages in the house. So the
Yes.
kids are not. That's one thing that I think is amazing, is you're trying to teach the kids, because at that age, that's where they're all receptive.
Yes, they've been doing an amazing job, and thanks to my parents, they're probably keep going, because otherwise, I don't know. I'm so busy sometimes, and I forget to speak to them in Russian, and they're there to help me with that. So
That's awesome.
I'm very thankful for them.
And then
to have
you
them in
went.
my life every single
Well,
day.
having your
That's a
parents,
blessing.
I think that's a kind of a European thing. You find more than the United States, which is unfortunately kind of a lost thing as far as families go. We used to have multi-generation, and Europe, it still happens a lot.
It does.
So to have your parents here, we were very blessed to have my wife's mom and sister and family supportive. When so many of our friends, it was them, they were on their own, and it made it very difficult if you wanted to do anything outside of the house. And so my in-laws helped tremendously when we wanted to have an adult time or wanted to do something in our career or travel. So it was. I think it's so important to have that. Plus the kids got to, and still are, close to my mother-in-law because of that. And your kids are never going to forget their time.
Definitely not. And I think they're very blessed children, because I never had a grandparent. So, having them in our lives is a huge deal for me, because again, I was never raised in the grandpa and grandma environment, unfortunately. That was one of my dreams, and I hope that will be, my children have this legacy, and now they do, and I'm so thankful and blessed to have them. And they're it's hard to live with somebody, you know, especially in-laws, but we definitely have a really good connection with them. My parents are awesome. They're just so free-spirited. They just on the go all the time. They're, you know, keep up with our crazy, my husband's and my crazy ideas every single time, and they're so helpful and, you know, there for us.
That's
and
awesome.
My husband is so awesome and amazing that he loves them, and he's like, oh my God, I cannot even imagine being without them.
You'll have to play this tape for him later.
Yes. Oh no, he will tell me like, oh, without them, we wouldn't do anything without them. So they're a huge part of our lives.
That's
so we
awesome.
have a huge family of six, basically.
So you are, among all the things we've talked about, you're also a realtor.
Yeah,
a real
I'm a
estate.
realtor.
I had to ask her that because I said to her earlier, I said to Tatiana, so you've got all this stuff going on. Do you have, are pageants your full job? Again, this is the ignorance and the fact that we only have a 2-cent research and development team here. So I didn't do any of my research. So but I found out you're a realtor. So your husband being one or being engaged in that must have motivated you. So how do you balance that with the kids and the pageants and all the other things that you have to do? Because real estate can be very time consuming.
It is, and I believe in time management. I plan everything every day, and together with my husband as well, we write things down, what's important, what we need to do, and what not. Again, my parents are very huge help with the kids, so that's, you know, makes our job a little easier, of course. And we both flip houses as well for the last 5 years, and I'm taking over, like, buying all the construction,
wow,
all their tools, all their instruments, speaking Russian really, all their like tile,
That's okay.
grout, paint. I'm the one that goes to Home Depot and Lowe's. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I care all these things, and people like you, when they see me, of course, with all this makeup, I'm like, yes, I am, because I'm not afraid of work, and I love doing that. So we remodel.
So you do the remodeling too. You know what to buy.
Yes.
See, if I walk into a Home Depot, that means I've lost my mind.
I can tell you where everything is, for the toilets, how to fix toilets, where to buy things, and you learn. I mean, you do mistakes sometimes. You buy things that you don't need to buy, and then you return, and that's how you learn. Of course, nobody ever taught us what to do and what to buy, and we've been doing that successfully for the last 5 years, and then of course regular transactions as well.
So I want to make. There's a couple of people. So Anthony DeNova said Easter Tuesday. Yes, we have our lovely Easter colors on. Somebody else said we look awesome. Lots of people. English gets better with wine. That's David Pomalis, which I just found out that Moldova has a huge wine industry.
It's one of the biggest wineries.
See, I didn't know
Europe.
that.
And they have an underground
I need to
city.
discover that.
Yes, oh my God, it's called Krikova. That's a little city that's underground, and it goes for miles and miles. You actually can drive a car underneath, and you can see all the bottles of wine all over the walls.
Why have I not been there?
Tunnels? Yeah, so you just drive, yes, and it's all full of wine, dated for years, 100 of years. And all the presidents from all over the world, including in the United States, have come there and visited.
That's so cool.
It's pretty neat.
My liver was really excited when she talked about that. I'm like, Moldovan wine.
Well, I'm planning to go there sometimes very soon to visit some orphanages, so you're more than welcome to tag along.
So
I'm going to be visiting orphanages, and he's going to be visiting.
Yes, I love the children, but I love them a lot with wine and more. So talk about children, because that's actually, I asked you earlier what your platform was, but you're wearing yellow, so let's talk about that, because this is, I'll let you have the floor on that, what this month is.
Well, yes, the Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and I've been working for this organization called Love is Kind Charity, and it's an organization that was created by 3 wonderful mothers from Moldova, from the country that I was born, and they're based here in the United States, and the main goal and idea and mission is to help children in Moldova and also around the world, but main focus right now is in Moldova. And the reason why people ask me, for example, like, why Moldova? Like, we have a lot of problems here and all over the world. And, well, first of all, I was born there. I know the situation there.
Correct.
I know what they have, what they don't have, and most of the time is what they don't have. I've been in the hospitals. I've been in a situation there's no care, and if you don't have money and if you don't pay to be treated, then nobody's going to see you in the hospital. So they let people basically die in the streets, and that's the country that I'm coming from. So
that's
it's really close to my heart. There's orphanages. I've been doing my research lately, and how many orphanages there are, how many children are there at the right moment, and I would love to visit them and document every single step and just create this little, maybe a movie or documentary to showcase what's actually happening in that country. So maybe we can get more help, more support, and eventually I would love to have an international adoption agency, because I raise all this money. I raise
awesome.
a lot of I'm trying to help and send money, but the problem in my country is those money going to be wasted. They're going to go God knows where, maybe not even go directly to children. So what is the best gift that we can give to children? I think it's family.
Agreed.
How many toys I buy, it's not going to make a difference. It will make them happy for a moment, but it's not going to make a difference. And I want to make a difference in those children's lives. And in my country, it's such a huge dilemma. It's a huge problem politically, just to get the papers in order to start that. So I'm going to need a lot of help and support with lawyers here and also.
Are you hearing that, our lawyers that are listening?
So whoever knows about international law, about adoption law, I've been doing my research already, but
so is
it's going to be
Moldova
complicated.
a poor country? Is it a?
It is one of the poorest countries in
Europe. Okay, so
Europe.
it's a poor country.
Yes.
And what's the main exporter?
I would say wine.
It's wine.
And it's agricultural country. So we don't have much of resources as far as other countries in Europe. So there's no such thing as...
You have to import everything.
It's a lot of things that have to be imported. So
wow.
We are rich in agriculture. We have a good soil, so a lot of things are growing there. That definitely one of the best fruits and vegetables known. Especially they have a lot of exports to Russia, for example. But rather than that, it's hard. It's very hard.
So you have a passion for children, which we share, and we actually, Tatiana and I met because of UNICEF and because of you, Melody Garcia. I don't know if you're on right now, but UNICEF and Melody formed a congressional team here in Florida and in Orlando, and so that's how I was able to cross paths with Tatiana, because UNICEF obviously has just such a huge passion for and programs for children internationally, and human trafficking, sex trafficking. But more than that, it's not just those things. And Florida's number 3 in the country for sex trafficking, human trafficking. It's awful. And so that's how we got to meet. So you obviously continue the platform of children and get involved in a million different things, obviously.
Yes. Well, Melody, we've met with Melody. She's the founder, and that's how we call it.
Yeah, founder's good.
Yes. And we met exactly last year, and she just was randomly sitting down like that at a birthday party. And she's like, "So what do you do?" And I said, well,
that's our
I'm
Melody.
Ambassador for Love is Fine. She's like, what is that? So I started talking about children and said, okay, we need to meet now. So that's how we met for dinner, I think both the next day or so. And we start talking about our lives, about our journeys, about our experiences and what we want to do and accomplish in life. And we just connected, and since then we've been, doing whatever we can to spread awareness about it. And then she came up with this great idea of funding. And is that funding?
No, we'll go with it. Yes, because I think
UNICEF,
she did.
And then she invited me to join.
Yes.
You guys, I think you were already there, and I joined later on.
She took it on as a project. We didn't have anybody here in Florida, especially here in Orlando. And somehow, because of Melody's international contacts, much like you, she's got a passion for kids and for people all over the world. That's how the UNICEF Orlando team was born.
Yep.
And I think there's many of us, and we'll probably have some more UNICEF people on, because the passion for kids is there.
Yes.
And I'm on the Base Camp board, which is children's cancer. That this whole month, again, going back to that, I just want to plug it, because we've got so many other charities that we can deal with, but children's cancer is definitely one that needs as much funding and research. My daughter is actually a pediatric oncology nurse.
My God, I didn't know that.
So I don't know how she does it, Courtney. I would cry every single day.
Well, I would love to meet her.
She's in Texas right now, my married daughter. It's crazy to say, but that takes a certain person. It takes a certain group of people to be able to come together and fund that.
Yes.
Because these kids there's so much that they need, and it's not just childhood cancer. I mean, there's a lot of children's groups out there that we all support.
True.
But this month, that's the focus, and that's what we're going to focus on.
One of the biggest personalities here in town, I don't know if anybody knows Mark Nijame. I've been to his event for a Runway to Hope, and I walked with those children on stage, those children with cancer, and that was definitely it was a different experience, of course, and just be able to hug them and kiss them and, talk to their parents, that was something special. So once again, thank you, Mark, if you ever watch
Mark's
this video.
awesome. Occasionally.
He's amazing, and what he does with his wife is absolutely
people are, I think it goes back to Orlando, the community of Orlando is incredibly supportive of all organizations. I feel like we've come together as a city, and I know you get to travel, so when you come back here, I don't know, I just feel like Orlando has come so far as far as supporting all of its causes as the best that it can. So when you go off and you are, like, let's say you're in Vegas for Mrs. America, what are some of the causes out there that touched your heart? There's got to be a myriad of a million different things. And so how do you, when you're talking about it, when you're engaging with the other, is it contestants? Is that correct?
Yes,
how does that work? Like, do you go, oh my God, I love that, I love that?
We end up crying.
Of course you do.
At the time, even on rehearsal, I was talking to one of the Delaware, that's Mrs. Delaware, that, I was talking to her that what I do sometimes on Mondays when I have time, sometimes I don't have time, but I talk to children in Pakistan and I sing to them. I learn Hindi songs and I sing to them.
Cool is that?
Yeah, so we connected live as well, just like me and you. I connect with a teacher in Pakistan. He has this little tiny poor school that they basically don't have not even tables or books, so and for them, talking to me, it's something different. It's something, being able to talk to Mrs. Florida, I guess, it's something special to them. And I motivate them to sing songs in English, like chill kid songs, and they sing back to me in a week after they learn. And I motivate them to learn English, and they're just motivated to learn something.
That is
something new. So this is one of the things that I was talking about. And seeing all those 250 children, some of them orphans.
Oh, I would have cried.
They're living in a war zone, and they go to school every day, just thinking what's next. Am I gonna make it to school or not? And I met that school and that teacher through Melody as well. She was the one that contacted and connected us. And that experience has been very, very touchy for me. That there's children. Only thing they're asking for is just show us there's hope. That shows that somebody really cares, and that's the message. I want to show them. Like, yes,
well,
I
don't
do
cry
care.
on me.
I will try not to.
No,
I cry
okay.
so much every day.
Cry.
I think I don't have any more tears.
I'll cry right
But
with you.
I was talking about that story to one of the contestants. Of course, I cried and she cried. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. And those women, there's so many things that they give to the community and around the world. There was another lady that really touched my heart. Her name is Virginia. She was Mrs. Tennessee. She was diagnosed with lupus a few years ago. She's a mother of 7 kids.
Wow.
Yes, and she's diagnosed with lupus, so she was feeling ill all this week. She always holds to my hand throughout pageant. We always sit down together. I help with some things like carrying her luggage, carrying her birthday cake, whatever it was. And then now we're still connected. She was in the hospital. I think she already got out today, but she was in the hospital. We keep messaging each other, how are you feeling? And she just sends me love messages. I send her love messages back. And this is just not only a competition. It's not really a competition. It's a friendship, and you just become friends with the whole
You've got a
America,
support group,
with
right?
all the women. Yes, and we support each other. We raised money for hurricane right now. Mrs. Colorado, she was organizing that. So, we just came together and just do whatever we can to help. And it doesn't matter what the cost is.
I think that's what we were talking about earlier, is that the perception, of course,
About
is that
the pageants,
are,
yes.
a whole bunch of flaky ladies that get together and are catty with each other.
I know.
But
That's what I thought too, by
I've
the way.
never
That's
known
exactly
that
what
to
I
be
thought
how
before.
it is, but it's nice to hear that you're a living example of how that's exactly what it's not.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the incredible experience that we had, and I love all those girls. So if they're ever gonna watch this video, I hope so, because we're gonna be sharing all over the place. And I just want to say you guys are incredible women, and just being on stage with all this, out of this world women, I guess. They're heroes, they're mothers, they're wives, they support different organizations, they work hard, really hard to promote whatever they believe in. And it was truly an honor to be on that stage. The emotions that we got there and backstage was crazy. Just like, it's all this adrenaline going.
Sure.
And at the same time, you competing, but at the same time, you helping each other. So you need some help. Let me help you here. Let me help you there. It's different than, I don't know, maybe it's a married woman thing or a mother.
Well, I'm wondering, I was going to ask
really
you about
different.
that. So you all are all Mrs.
Yes.
So that doesn't necessarily mean you have children, right? Because that's not.
No.
But you're a
Married.
Mrs. You're
Must be married.
So I'm wondering, just curious, if that is different from. Although I have friends I have a friend that was Miss America, and I got the same thing. She refers to it as a sisterhood.
Yes.
And so it's definitely the perception out there is not. It's like having a group of people, and only you all know what it's like to go through that. Nobody else has the same experience as you.
Absolutely.
And so then you end up going, well, why would I want to be an enemy of that person? I just want to be helpful.
We're in the same boat. We're in the same stage. So we are competing for the same thing, but at the same time, we come out as a group together, and that sisterhood is so real. Unfortunately, I was not able to connect with all of them because we only had 1 week, and there's 52 contestants. I felt like I missed so many women out there because, because we're in a dance group, we're in this group, they're in that group, so we're kind of like, whatever we could be in the group, that's where you kind of try to connect. But it was very hard to connect with everybody. So hopefully we're trying to plan a reunion.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, Mrs. America 2017 class. That's how we name ourselves. Reunion. So maybe I will have more chance to connect with more and more
And
women.
Mrs. Florida 2018 is crowned in May.
May. It's going to be in May, yes.
Okay, so you've still got a good part of your reign.
Yes, I still have a lot
And
of work to do.
I asked you earlier, so when you do the work, what do you go out and open shopping centers? This is so old-fashioned. I know that's not what you do, but that's what people think. So people are like,
well,
I'm
going to be talking right now in exactly a month on October 14th in Miami. I'll be representing and a spokesperson for my organization, well, not mine, but my founders, the founders of Love Is Kind.
Love Is Kind.
In Miami. So October 14th is going to be a Moldavian American convention that's going to be probably thousands and thousands of people together. So my job as an ambassador is to talk on behalf of the organization, see what we can do, how can we support, how can we spread the awareness, how can we get more help, what to do. So that's my goal as Mrs. Florida, just to support children, because that's what I believe in, is to supporting children.
Awesome.
And of course, I'm affiliated with many more organizations here, because people sometimes like, well, you're Mrs. Florida, what do you care about Moldova, right? I have a lot of comments like that. Well, I do also try to help another organization called Teen Mom Choose Life, and that's another story that I've met them almost 2 years ago. And those are pregnant mothers or mothers that already have children. They are still in school and they need help. They need help. So I've been following this story. I've been donating everything I have after my children, or I collect other people's donations and bring it to their
Still
school.
back to the children.
Yes, of course.
You're
It's always
impacting the
come
children.
back to the children, and that's what I've been doing here in Orlando. And that school is located in Osceola, so if you want more information about that, how you can donate and how you can contribute to that school, please feel free to contact me through text.
Do you have a website?
Yes, I do.
Okay, tell
I don't
them your
remember,
website.
I don't remember the exact
So
word.
we'll go.
I
I'll
believe
post
it's
it.
teenmomschooselive.com.
And do you have a website,
I
Tatiana?
do have a website.
Or Facebook page that we can.
Public page.
So I will. Janet Harris says, "Go, Miss Florida." John Maple says, "Tell her hello from me." John
hello.
Maple.
Thanks,
Hi,
John.
John. And there's more comments down there. So a couple of things, because we are at 28, believe it or not.
Oh my God.
So one thing that I was hoping you'd bring the crown.
Oh, it's in my bag.
Oh, it's in her bag.
I'm always ready.
You know I was going to bring my matching crown. That's a whole nother story.
Want to know about it now?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about
video,
we'll do a
Tatiana,
whole
and he's gonna be on
nother,
my show.
we'll do a crown video. We'll sit in our crown, and I don't know what we'll have. At that point, hopefully your husband can watch the kids, and then you'll be able to
Right.
enjoy a cocktail.
Well, hopefully.
But so we're going to tell you at the end. Actually, when I post it later, I will tell you guys what her website is and how to reach some of the amazing charities that she works with, including UNICEF. It was awesome today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
She's just as beautiful
Thank you for
in
listening
person.
to my accent.
And I think that you definitely motivate people. I think that is such a great platform to be able to have.
Thank you.
and sit down, and the energy is amazing right off the bat. We do kind of look like an Easter commercial.
Yes.
You look much better than I
For the
do.
future always.
We're absolutely. Thank you guys for all the comments on the jacket and on her dress. We love you guys. Don't be afraid of the storm. Let's talk about it later. I had a lot of comments on that. And if you need any information about that as far as insurance goes, because you know I do mortgages and insurance,
I actually do.
please message me. I'll be happy to help you. We love you guys. Have a great
Love
day.
you, everybody.
And now this is the
And
$4.
don't forget, love is kind.
Love is kind.
Always love and always be kind. It doesn't
always
matter
be
because you
kind.
don't know people's journey. You don't know people's past. So
I
always
love
be
that.
kind to those.
She's
that you don't
amazing.
know.
And just like it. There's
like
no
you.
fake. It's awesome. She's awesome.
Thank you.
You know how people are. They like, oh my God, she looks so beautiful. How can she be nice? They judge.
Oh yes.
And don't,
that a
because
lot.
she's awesome. I mean, I get it a lot because people look at me and go, oh my God, how can you dress so nice and be so nice? Anyway, I'm going to cut it off there. She's going to get up because Tatiana's going to get up and hit the finish button for me. And that's the end. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.